All right. Welcome back to another week of There Will Be Duds, everybody. I am your co-host, TJ, or J-Spot Jack Cheese, and with me, as always...
Hi, I'm Nick, a.k.a. Dr. Funk on Twitch.
As always, I'm Travis, a.k.a. the Super General, and with us as sometimes...
Well, hopefully, yeah.
One of our first special guests.
If he can figure out his audio equipment.
As audio equipment provides for us, I will be here. My name is Deegs. I go by Velociraptor or Dino Deegs.
Right.
Or Sir Mix a Little. Call me what you want, just don't call me Rich.
Nice.
That's my tagline.
Okay, you have to carry the entire show now. Just so you know, you have to.
Okay, so we're revamping the show. This is now going to be
the Daegan show.
We're all going to have dinner together. It's going to be the dinner table.
Mine's coming.
And we're just going to eat and look at each other.
And you're the moderator.
We pretty much eat
and I'm the moderator.
On stream every week. At least TJ and I.
What?
Okay. Sure.
Me too.
Never Nick.
That's why I was like scarfing that down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that.
No, Tommy, like 50% of the time, Tommy's dad brings him a steak like halfway through. And he's just like,
who directed this movie again? I'm literally typing it on the stream because I forgot to add.
I can see that.
You can see it.
Charlie McDowell.
Okay.
What movie is it?
It's the one you picked. Oh, by the way, I should say that I told Isaiah that I was like, oh, we're going to do Jackbox after the movie chat. And he was like, oh, okay. What movie did you watch? And I was like, oh, it was a movie that Daegan picked. And he was like, oh, okay. So when Daegan guesses, he gets to pick the movie. But TJ, when I'm on, we have to watch one of TJ's movies.
If we plan ahead for an Isaiah one and he doesn't just pop up the day before. Yeah.
Yeah. He did say he did say like a lot of the ones that he had as a pick they're already in our cup.
That's true too. Yeah.
I know that for sure.
But anyways, I didn't want to say this at the top.
I like how your dogs waited. Your dogs waited.
They did.
I know.
45 minutes while we were troubleshooting, and as soon as we went live,
literally, yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs are just like, on my mark.
They're watching the stream too, and as soon as they see the countdown and switch over.
Yeah.
They've got a Pavlovian response to, as always. They just start barking.
Anyways, so we are now on a consolidated Twitch channel.
Yes.
There Will Be Duds, so it's easier for people to watch on Twitch. And again, if you are just listening to us in podcast form, go follow that. But you can follow our individual channels too. But it's easy to just follow There Will Be Duds.
First topic I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
Oh, Fireball.
I got some, and I'm drinking it throughout the show for sure.
There you go.
Nick says this is a drink for white girls at a party.
It is not just me who says that. I'm not. It is.
I'm not putting it all on you. I'm just saying you were the one who said it to me, and
I made you aware of it.
Call me Paris Hilton.
It looks like
I guess.
the teams have been formed because I'm with Nick on this one. That's 100% a white girl.
There
I
you go.
haven't seen that since high school.
They didn't. This stuff wasn't even around when I was in high school, so.
This is, and it's not. It's not even like.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's not even like a qualitative like that means like Fireball is good or bad. I just in its natural habitat, it is in the hand of a college-age white girl.
By this wasn't around when I was in high school. Travis just means alcohol because it was during Prohibition.
Yeah. No, we had moonshine back then.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Have you seen Lawless?
Sorry, shit. Natty Daddies. These are.
Nat.
What are these again? Soft parades.
Soft parade shandies.
That's weird because it's pink. That looks like a party girl drink.
Hey.
Your shirt looks like a party girl drink.
Ooh.
Drink me up, big boy.
Oh my god.
I'll be there soon.
Okay.
How do you like Fireball? Like, how do you like the taste of cinnamon, and not just the taste of cinnamon, but the harshness of liquor with cinnamon going down your throat. Like, how can that be enjoyable?
So this is telling me that you haven't actually drank it. Have you drank it?
Yeah. I don't drink it for a reason, because I don't like it.
Okay. No, but the thing is this is like, it's 66 proof, so it's not like full like whiskey, but like it is so much easier to drink than like just straight whiskey.
But it's still whiskey.
No, yeah, exactly. You can drink this and get fucked up, and it's just like, I don't know.
Like how it's.
I mix the shit in everything.
You have a fireball, and I have a fireball.
I'm not saying it's harsh. I'm just saying it's like you have that bitterness of liquor with cinnamon taste.
You really don't. You really don't. It's just the cinnamon. That's all I taste, at least. But I have my taste buds are from 1920, so like they're kind of.
That's not a good argument either. It's just cinnamon. I just drink straight cinnamon. It's great. How do you not like it?
No. I'm saying I don't taste the. You're saying that. Ew, the liquor. It's got a liquor taste.
Are you arguing with me right now?
You were arguing with me.
I think you were arguing with me.
No, I put this shit. I made white Russians with this a couple weeks ago. That was really good. We have hot chocolate and Fireball all the time. Actually, ginger ale and Fireball is really really good.
I have had someone make moonshine apple cider, and I'll tell you what, moonshine apple cider with Fireball in it, that was incredible.
That would be good.
That sounds good.
But I think the moonshine apple cider did most of the lifting, but I think the Fireball did.
It gives a little kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this other stuff that Isaiah gets from Ohio. It's called like hot stuff, and it's like that shit is like, I think it's like, I want to say it's like 30 proof. Like it's super weak. And it's like $8 for like a fifth of it, and you can drink an entire bottle by yourself. It's not quite as spicy as this, but like that's some good shit too.
Does Isaiah just go down to Ohio for that, like that and fireworks? Is that his normal routine?
No, also like shooting deer and getting ticks. Those are the other two.
Isaiah's a Wendigo. He's just like,
yeah.
He goes down there and imitates other like 19-year-olds. Isaiah as like a Wendigo, like trying to lure his prey. He's just like standing in the middle of a forest, going like, sheesh. Like he's trying to lure someone.
No, that's just like a woman scarecrow. Like that's how you scare women off. He just stands out in the middle of a field like this.
I love the idea of the idea of Zoomer cryptids is a deep well.
Yeah.
If I wasn't gonna make the name of the movie the episode of the podcast title, I would have put Zoomer cryptids as like the title of the podcast for this episode.
Great. Now we're those millennials, though.
It's just
a
demon that's like, what are those?
What are those?
That's almost a lost era now. Is like the what are those era.
Yeah.
Like it's like Vine versus TikTok. Honestly, I think the Vine era.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
So is the Vine era?
Had to do it to him, Bigfoot.
That's millennials,
Vine's
right?
millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok
Vine's,
is the other one that I just said. Zoomers.
They sound like a weird like. Zoomers sounds like a weird like shitty like a fat of the week type sneaker. Like everybody's getting like fidget spinners. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Heelys.
It's the fidget spinners of like. Yeah. Oh, those are 6 Zoomers. How'd you get them in all black?
They're like Heelys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Just
it's the off-brand. It's the GoBots version of Heelys.
It's
Zoomers.
It's the Digimon version of Heelys.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
We figured it out.
No.
Oh, I heard Travis again. I heard Travis again.
Digimon. TJ will be on my side with this one for sure. Digimon is good.
I'm not saying it's bad.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad.
No.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
My stance is like the anime Digimon is good. it's a good fucking anime.
Yeah.
The Pokemon one is a good kids anime. But then everything else, Pokemon.
Well, it's like the Pokemon anime existed to sell a product. I feel like the Digimon, you could like argue was like
only
a facsimile of Pokemon. But it was just like an alternative. It didn't exist to like sell something that previously existed.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Hey, we have our first Twitch comment. Indefinite Chris says Digimon fucks. So there you have it, folks.
Digimon fucks. See, yeah. I think what TJ was kind of saying that definitely rings true. Pokemon, everything else is good, but the show is just like eh. The first movie is really good though. I will say that.
I saw that in theaters when I was a kid and probably cried.
Digimon anime is good. The rest of Digimon is not good.
Right.
It's not great.
Like the outside of the anime.
When they try to be Pokemon.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like because they had a card game too. They have some video games.
Yeah.
I never played the video games, but I played the card game.
I've heard that some of the Digimon games are okay. I've heard that some of the.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen like one of those PS1 Digimon games, like it was like the Final Fantasy VII. It was like the 4-disc whatever. Like I feel like I've seen some of those Digimon games sell for like a couple $100 at like secondhand stores. That might just be because like they made 50 of them and like they're just rare in not because they're good but because there's like a scarcity of them. But like I feel like I've seen Digimon games that are like you're gonna pay a pretty penny to buy it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's indicative of how good it is, but
the one Digimon game that I know is good is the one that TJ and I used to play in the backyard all the time.
I
remember that.
TJ looks lost.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk
about
him a little bit.
You don't remember that?
Maybe.
He blocked that out of his memory because it was that terrible.
I played Ty, and then his younger brother
Travis just beat the shit out of TJ and TJ memory hold it.
We played Pokemon too. But it wasn't as good. But like, no, I was Ty, and then Ty's little brother was TK, which sounded like TJ. So you played him.
Yeah, I remember him being my favorite because.
And then we would always go to like Dick's Market and.
No. TK wasn't Ty's little brother. He was Matt's little brother.
Okay. Idiot. Well, you played TK because it sounded like TJ.
Because it sounded like TJ.
I thought it was just gonna be Travis was like the bigger Digimon, and TJ was the smaller one. And Travis just fucked on him the whole time.
I was laughing because Travis was like, we played Pokemon too, but it wasn't as good. And like just because we were talking about comparing like actual like Pokemon Digimon products, being like, yeah, but the Digimon Imaginary game was a lot better.
That was the joke. That was the joke.
Okay.
Because obviously
we did play Pokemon, so I don't know.
That's funny.
We did. But the Pokemon, I did from my how I remember it, the Pokemon Imaginary game was not as good as the Digimon.
Because you didn't need any extra imagination for Pokemon. They had it all there for you already.
It's true. On Metacritic. Our imaginary game is on Metacritic, but it only has one review.
You mentioned the Pokemon, the first Pokemon movie. I would also have to say the first Digimon movie is better than that. Are the bare naked ladies in the Pokemon movie?
Does Angelmon cry in the Digimon movie like Pikachu does?
Does he? I don't know, but that I remember. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really like having like fond memories of the Digimon movie beyond just like the brand or whatever. I don't know.
See, I remember the Pokemon movie because they gave out cards. There was like the whatever, and I still have a few of those.
Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah, there's like the ancient Mew, and then there's like a couple that have like that gold imprinted lettering that's like Pokemon the movie. Like I still have a few of those too, because I think I was that shitty older brother, and my younger siblings weren't super into it, so they got cards, but I was like, yeah, you guys aren't
got all
fans.
of them. Yeah,
like let me hold that for you.
Those cards are worth like $10,000 now, and you're like, well,
you're lost.
Mine now.
That's
right.
what like because. Oh, TJ, I think Corey's been talking to you about this, like the cards he's been finding, like his Yu-Gi-Oh and his Pokemon cards, and like I want to go back and look because I think I have those somewhere, like my old like Pokemon cards from like when I was a kid, and like I might be sitting on like $5 whole honestly with a whole deck.
Yeah, that's the thing is like some of those like old cards can go for a lot, but like they've got to be graded at like a 9 or 10 for you to get something out of them. Otherwise, because like people think, wow, I have Pokemon kids from Pokemon cards from when I was a kid, but
Did you say Pokemon kids?
I have Pokemon kids in my basement.
Well, okay. Well,
in my boxes.
Let me ask you this: do you guys remember the 24 karat gold Burger King ones?
Yeah.
Because I have the Charizard one still in box with the gold card in its little plastic case, and I still have like the little certificate of authenticity with it.
That I don't know how much those go for, but that was a smart move. Like keeping it in box for sure, like helps it out. Like
I mean, I've opened it before. Like I've clicked the little Pokeball button and like looked at the card, but I don't think I've ever taken the card out of its like the little plastic container.
That's minus $1,000 if you look at it before.
Oh, damn. Okay.
like think of it like this way. It's a little different because with those Burger King ones, you know what you're getting, and it's just the one. It's a little different, but like, if you get lucky, if you get a good Charizard hollow Charizard base set that is graded very high, you can get a lot of money for it. Or if you have a sealed base set booster box, you can sell that for a shitload, and there might not be anything in it. There might not be the hollow Charizard or anything, but dummies like Logan Paul will spend $500,000 on them.
And wear his fucking neck.
Nick, I just found one of those.
Oh, did you find one?
Yeah. I found one on eBay, which is not the best like indicator because you can ask for anything on eBay. $68, which is a missed opportunity because just charge.
I feel like you could charge more, and I feel like there is
at least
an audience,
$1.
but I feel like there's an audience to sell those to. But like, yeah, you gotta really either find the right price or find the right stupid person that will.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly. It's kind of that is what like collecting is. You have to find the right market of stupid people.
You gotta find a Logan Paul in a bottle.
There's literally, it says people who viewed this item also viewed another one, and it's $2. So
the one you found was like a sealed one. I'm actually kind of surprised it's not like I didn't think it was gonna be like 1,000, but I thought it'd be like 100.
Well,
or 200
a couple
or
hundred at the
something.
very least.
Sorry to burst your bubble here, Nick, but it's actually not 24 gold. 24 karat. It's 23 karat. So
damn.
That's how they get you.
You gotta fake.
Damn.
You gotta fake. They said this is 24 karat.
Burger King
gold,
wasn't giving away solid gold.
Burger King found the dumb person in Nick, bro. We're gonna get this motherfucker. We're gonna get him.
Yeah, they found the village idiot. It was.
Yeah, here's a sealed Togepi that's 22.
Yeah, I was gang stalked by Burger King in the 90s.
Yeah, it actually cost $40, and that was in $1999. So that is like way more valuable.
Yeah,
you did have to pay extra, right? Those weren't just regular.
Yeah, no, it's like
toys.
They don't really do them anymore, but it's like those Batman cups I was talking about the other day. It's like you have to go and be like, hey, can we have a number 1 and a Happy Meal with a boy's toy, and then also 4 Batman cups.
Dude, my parents have those the Shrek glasses from McDonald's that I'm pretty sure there was a recall on for like lead poisoning or some shit like that.
Tight.
There was like a recall. My parents have like 4 of those.
Daegan's like
those, I was like, I have a whole bunch. My aunt has a whole bunch of those, and I used to drink out of those as a kid, like the plastic ones, like those. The cylinders.
No, these are glass.
those are glass. Well, what are the plastic?
My parents also had. Go for it.
Oh no, we had some plastic ones. I know we have like Shrek cups. That might have been just like a Walmart purchase. Like, hey, look at these Shrek cups. We have these, and we've had them for fucking 15 years. But I don't know. Either way, I probably drank a lot of lead in my life.
As he picks up a Shrek cup and drinks out of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta get one of those from my parents.
This one says Shriek. This is not a Shrek cup.
Oh, my parents also had. Do you remember when like the I don't know if it was Smuckers or if it was a different jelly company.
Yes,
they're like, but they're like the little I think they were Pokemon on them, but they were like these little jars, and like we used those as drinking cups forever. And like my parents, I think there's that in like Winnie the Pooh.
We did that.
They have a bunch of those that like, yeah, my parents still have them.
My aunt has those Hercules cups, or dishes, like the Hercules plates.
Yes, we had the plates. Yeah. I remember eating off of the Zeus one when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we had Hercules. We had something. I don't think. Did we have the Hercules ones? We had something similar.
I don't know if we had them, but I at least remember those because I was like, oh, it's like the movie because they have like the Greek like pottery with the old art on it. And stuff. And
what were you gonna say, Daegan?
I remember the one. We had multiple of them, but the one I ate up the most was the one with the three women on it, like the three women from the movie.
Yeah. The chorus ladies or whatever.
The witches.
Yeah, that was
like
the one.
I don't think yeah. Oh wait, is that who you mean the Fates, the old ladies?
The one with the
eyeball.
Share the
one eyeball, or do you mean the singers?
The singers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they're just the chorus. They're like the Greek chorus.
Yeah, I just remember always piling my food down by their crotches then I lick it off the plate. That's all I remember.
That's why I hesitated to say it because I knew that was gonna sound fucking weird.
It's a formative experience for me.
I don't really remember much about Hercules, but
that movie opened my.
Every time I watch that movie, all I can think of is fish and seafood.
Okay. For some reason. Jesus.
All right.
I don't know how to segue out of that. I don't know how to.
Okay, I got one. Another bizarre thing that happened besides Daegan licking
mashed potatoes
crotches.
Off of crotches.
Bro. I watched. Yeah, they're licking lead paint off of. That's great. I watched House, the 1970 something horror movie from Japan.
Hasu is what you watched.
Hasu, yeah. Whatever you think it is, it's fucking wilder than that.
Okay.
The entire time I'm going, what the fuck? Like, I said it out loud 10, 12 times throughout it.
The Criterion sale has started. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. I'm picking it up tomorrow.
Yeah, just the cover of it alone is great. But it's like, just a little glimpse. This is like all I'm going to say about it. There's a part where it's kind of like kind of a cabin in the woods type thing where they stop at the gas station. And they're like, hey, do you know where the cabin is? And then there's some like weird ass dude. And he's like, oh, well, you go, makes them suspicious or whatever. Yeah. They have the equivalent of that in this movie. And there's a guy who stops and he's like, hey, do you know where the house is? And he's like, what's your favorite fruit? Because the guy sells watermelon like on the side of the road. And the guy says, banana. And then he just starts saying banana over and over and over again. And the next time it cuts back to this guy, he's like panicking, like he's having a panic attack, and he's just saying banana over and over. So he goes into his car, which is like a drop top type like Jeep thing. Next time it cuts back to it, that shot or that whatever scene, it is a pile of bananas with a hat on the top, and that's it. That's awesome. It. That is how fucking wild it is.
Oh my God.
It makes you think. I mean, that's the cutback is different, but that makes you think of cabin fever with the
pancakes. That I thought
pancakes.
Yeah. And maybe that's what it's referencing. It might be referencing this movie. Yeah.
I could
There's
see
just
Roth
some wild shit. It is just like, oh man. I wish I was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's super short.
Ooh, tight 90.
It's wild. It is like a great movie to be like drunk or like just any method of just like buzzed. Just like maybe not like acid, just from what I've heard of acid or maybe magic mushrooms. I think that maybe it would freak you out too much. But yeah, it's fucking wild.
It's just called
it is a wild ass movie.
Is it just called House?
House.
If you search HAUSU, it'll come up.
Yeah, Hausu.
It's what?
It's got like the cover is like an orange cat.
Yeah.
What's what country is it from? Like what origin?
Japan.
Okay.
It's from 1978, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all of the characters, like it almost seems like it's supposed. I mean, it is. It's definitely supposed to be like a comedy, I think.
Oh yeah.
All of the different characters are called. They're like named like Spice Girls are named. Like sporty.
There's
this
like
is sporty, gorgeous, and fantasy.
Gorgeous.
Fantasy is always daydreaming. There's one who like can fight, and her name is Kung Fu. And
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
fucking wild. Every time she like comes in a room, it'll like play this like Kung Fu soundtrack behind her. It's great. It's a great fun movie.
Does that cover have anything to do with the movie?
It does.
Very
There's, like
yes. There's a cat. There's a cat in it.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
not
and there's
super integral, but it's like a symbol of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
The image is in the movie too.
Oh, okay. I would say that.
Yeah,
Like, from
but
what you're
it's like
describing,
it's
that
not
image-
as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I would say from what you're describing, that image looks like it has nothing to do with what the movie is.
It does, but there's just so much wild shit that it is like in the hierarchy of like weird shit in that movie. It's like down here. It's not that high up.
Speaking of
Wild shit.
Tangentially, I'm gonna go off your Spice Girls reference.
Okay.
I saw a movie last night. Chloe and I were watching it. For a movie that I hadn't seen for the first time. The 2000 Charlie's Angels.
Okay.
Oh, that movie slaps.
No, so yeah, we watched it last night, and I was kind of like when we talked about The Mummy a while back. Those types of like 2000s action movies. That movie is, 1, doesn't take itself too seriously. 2, has a great cast. And 3, the action scenes, the it's so tight. It's such a tight movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was loving it the entire time. Bill Murray is great in it. Dax Shepard, Lucy Liu. It's because we watched an X-Files episode that had Lucy Liu in it when she was like really
is
young.
Dax Shepard in that?
Bill Murray's in that?
Yeah, he's Knox. He's like the computer software.
No, that's
No, it's
Sam
not.
Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. Why did I think Dax Shepard?
That's even better.
Yes.
I was gonna say because that's like an iconic scene where he is dancing. It's
Yeah,
so
Sam
it's
Rockwell.
so good.
Sam
from-
Rockwell. But yeah, no.
Oh, I didn't know that because I know that scene you're talking about with Sam Rockwell like dancing. I didn't know that was from that movie.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels, bro.
He's
Great.
like, but
It's a
I thought it
great
was
fucking
Zach
movie.
Braff. It's a different one.
It's a different white dude.
Oh,
But
great.
yeah,
So
so like throughout the whole movie, I could almost see someone watching this now and be like, "Oh, this movie doesn't pass like the Bechdel test or like male gaze much," because like there's like a few scenes where it very much like focuses. It'll be like Drew Barrymore crawling out of a car, and it's just like, here's her ass. But it's like I 100% like I see that movie as just like completely empowering. Like I feel like that movie does in most regards pass the Bechdel test. Like there are Luke Wilson. These are like all of these actors in their prime.
Whoa.
yeah.
This is like post Rushmore Bill Murray, like post Bottle Rocket Luke Wilson. Like everyone is just so hot in this
Yeah.
movie. But it's like even like
What
the
do you think the budget was for like casting all them?
I mean,
Well, a lot of those
$2,000?
people like Sam Rockwell was like a nobody
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
He had been in Galaxy Quest.
And
you know?
Crispin Glover was like basically trying to get out of the shadow of like Back to the Future.
Well, sort of, I guess. I
mean-
just think he was one who like, he wasn't like a. I mean, I guess he still isn't.
And
He
he's fucking
probably
good in
doesn't
that too.
cost
He's
a
so
lot.
like
But yeah, the
But he
whole
is,
movie was, I don't know. I really enjoyed it because it was like, it looked like real locations. There was like no CGI action. It was all choreographed. And even like the sort of like male gazy, like voyeuristic shots of like, I don't know. I just felt like it was far more like empowering than like, they were smart and they were funny and they kicked ass and they were sexy all in one. And it's like,
yeah.
their sex appeal doesn't draw away from the fact that they're also all of these other things, and this movie didn't be like that. Like they're not one dimensional. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about Charlie's Angels, but like the whole, everything about it ruled.
Put it in the cup because that movie both of those movies are so good. To your point though is I don't think like I think part of that like they do there's some very overtly sexual shots and I think it happens more in the second one, but like I think
Chloe told me there's a scene with mustard.
there's
I don't remember the second one.
There is like the point of it is also that they use that. Like they use like men like being like drooling over them to their advantage. They are like trying to do that to like they use it as a distraction like multiple times. Like there's a scene in the second one where like I can picture Drew Barrymore in like a skin tight like something that's like zipped way down. It's like at the racetrack.
Yeah,
with
the racetrack.
What's the guy? I can't think of the guy.
I think that's the first one. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. That's in the first one?
Oh, yeah.
It's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah, and she's like all like, ooh. And it's like she's trying to, and it's Andrew Wilson actually. She's like distracting, which is great. And he's like gripping the steering wheel like really tightly and stuff. And it's just like, they're using, like, it's not just like in your face it's not like gratuitous, like.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly said Shia LaBeouf. I think Shia LaBeouf is in the second one. He wasn't in the first one.
Like as Even Stevens, like Shia LaBeouf, like.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I need to watch these movies.
Yeah, as like a dirt bike racer.
Watch Charlie's Angels.
That's wild.
It is like so much fun.
Based on the chat, I'm probably watching it tonight because Kelly says she was thinking about that movie today.
Yes, please do.
This is
I am not against
showing
it.
Shia in the first one. I don't know if this is for both movies, but it shows him in the cast for the first one.
Those movies are in like the top maybe 20 of my most watched movies of all time.
Nice.
Along with like School of Rock.
Yeah, I feel like that like I know a lot of people say this like since like CGI, but like it's not just that, but there was a time in like the 90s and the early-ish 2000s where action movies could just be dumb fun and be so just like sincere but tongue-in-cheek at the same time, and it's so hard to find that nowadays. And it's a mix of like just having to use practical effects, practical action, but also just like there not being such a like blockbusters and like the big summer movie is so oversaturated now that it just and everything has to like have a point or something now. But back then it was just like, no, it's just
it wasn't a movie
Charlie's
that was like,
Angels movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like it wasn't a movie that was like, okay, we have to use our platform to tell our audience about this problem that's plaguing society. It's like, no, Drew Barrymore is going to pull her zipper down and seduce Tim Curry so Lucy Liu and Cameron Diaz can kick some dude's ass.
Yeah.
Like that's as deep as it went.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, to make a very direct, like to your point, TJ, like the new Charlie's Angels compared to the old Charlie's Angels, it's like the new one is like, it's more, not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, but it's more like girl power, but in like a, like, we're not, like you said, it's the old one's like kind of campy and like in your face with its sexuality, like being like in, like, you know, using it to its advantage. The new one's not really like that. The old one, like, almost, it like toes the line between like James Bond and like Austin Powers. It's like in that sweet spot of like both of them good. Where it's like, okay, this is funny, but also at the same time it's like badass.
You're talking about the old one,
the old Charlie's Angels. Yeah,
I don't know, because Kelly just said the new one tries too hard.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's that thing in like Avengers where they're like really like, hey, very obviously we're not even winking at you. We are flashing a bright sign in Avengers like, this is the girl power scene. Like, you don't have to do it like so obviously. Like, just do it subtly. Just like, that's totally cool. I am totally for that. Like show that. girl power scene, but don't
And
be
it's
like,
like,
hey,
your audience-
this is the girl power scene.
Your audience will understand too. Like, don't. I think
Yeah.
it's like they think that the audience is so dumb that they need it spoon fed to them to like understand
Exactly.
that hey, this is the part that you're supposed. You're supposed to clap at this part.
Yeah. All the ladies in the theater say, hey.
Oh my god.
This like totally reminds me because I just coincidentally I was working on my decade list and I got to this movie, and it's directed by the same guy as Charlie's Angels, McG, who is from Kalamazoo actually, but he goes by McG. It came out just a few years ago on Netflix. It's called The Babysitter. I wholeheartedly recommend it because it's like he has not progressed since making the Charlie's Angels movies. Like I was just talking about how movies just don't feel this way anymore. It's a horror comedy. It's not like an action movie. It's horror comedy.
This sounds familiar.
And I really enjoyed it. It's on my list because I was working on it. So it's in my top 100 for the decade. It's a lot of fun.
From
so
2017?
yeah, if you
from 2017.
That sounds right.
Okay.
It's got Samara Weaving. She's the babysitter. Robbie Amell, Ken Marino.
Dan Marino.
Oh, it's got Ken Marino? Hell yeah.
Ken Marino.
I love Ken Marino.
But yeah, it's just like this kid finds out he has a babysitter who he's got like a really great relationship with, but then he finds out that she's part of this like satanic cult and they like murder this kid, and then he's got to like escape and whatever. But it's really super fun, and it's like pretty basic, but also part of the reason I like it so much is I really like the relationship between the main character and the babysitter, because it's not just like she's the bad guy, I gotta kill him. It's like she's still like there's still like a connection there or something. I don't know, but mostly it's just like if you like the Charlie's Angels dumb fun stuff, that's what most of that movie is.
I will have to watch that. Speaking of Netflix movies from 2017.
I was gonna say speaking of dumb fun.
Watch the Discovery. Watch the second Charlie's Angels first, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I would say don't watch the second Babysitter because they made a sequel and
they already made a sequel. It came out in 2017.
I didn't like it, but watch the first one. Yeah, I think the sequel came out in 2019.
Are they both like Netflix original movies?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Back to the segue.
Yeah, back to the segue. Speaking of back to the segue.
It was a good segue.
Yeah, we watched The Discovery from 2017, directed by Charlie McDowell. It follows a man whose father made a discovery that there is an afterlife, a scientific proof of the afterlife, and it caused or didn't cause a string of, well, no, I would say it did cause a string of suicides around the world. And the guy is like goes back to see his dad, and his dad's still trying to kind of like trying to progress at the evidence while wrestling with the whole like, you know, are you responsible angle, blah blah blah. And he forms a relationship with a sort of mysterious woman along the way. And yeah, it follows the family and them at his dad's commune, I guess.
I think it was
commune is a good word for it.
I think it was a Sundance, like it premiered like as a Sundance movie, or at least it won a Sundance award before it premiered on Netflix, I'm pretty sure.
It won an award. Oh, I turned my shit down. I think it won an award.
Well, you also had it down on the
Sundance
floor
before it became.
There it is. I think it won something at Sundance before it got on Netflix, or premiered at Sundance at least.
Was it most boring movie ever at Sundance?
It did premiere at Sundance. Yeah, Daegan, do you want to like start us off?
Yeah, let's start with the pros.
It was your suggestion.
Yeah.
I just want to state that it was him and not me.
Oh my god.
I suggested it for that reason. I suggested it so we could have a fucking conversation about it.
I know.
Yeah. But by saying that, I'm gonna stand with what I said before to TJ. I liked the movie. I'm not saying it's like a great movie, but I liked following it. It was. I mean, yeah, it's fucking slow, but the story was cool. I like the weird, at the end of it when. Honestly, still don't understand the end of it.
We can spoil. Also, don't worry about spoilers. Like this is.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
you can talk about.
We should start practicing saying that at the start. Yeah, our main thing: spoiler discussion.
Yeah, we're not holding. This ain't your mama's movie podcast. We are not holding back.
So you were talking about how it's a boring movie, and go ahead.
So I honestly started watching the first 15 minutes of it, and then I was like, damn, Jason Segel's a really good actor. And then I just binge watched How I Met Your Mother, and then I never finished the movie. So I'm not sure how good it is.
We're actually spoiling it for Daegan right now. Like we've actually.
Wait, that's what the end of it was about.
It was about How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. Oh shit, that actually works.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Shit.
I don't know.
Shit.
I just turned on
Oh
How I
my
Met
god,
Your
it
Mother.
kind of does.
It is.
It kind of does.
I just started watching How I Met Your Mother and licking my old plates from childhood, and I don't remember much after that.
I had a really good
Hungry
trip,
Man,
honestly.
a Hungry Man TV dinner for one on my Hercules plate.
Yeah. I made sure to get the microwave nice and hot. Heat that plate right up.
No, the ending of it
I just
for me,
imagine
I
this
like.
plate, and
Hey, we're still on the plate.
I just had one more thing. I just imagine the plate, and all of the paint is like clear, except for right in the crotch areas. There's like no paint anymore.
I mean, you can't blame him for staying on the plate for so long, Daegan. There's more substance on that than there was in the movie.
You put it in the microwave and you start hearing like the radiation sound from Fallout, like it just starts clicking as soon as you hit start.
Oh shit. So, anyways, Daegan, keep talking about your favorite
let's
movie
like friend of the pod, Deegs. Continue.
His first and last appearance
He's
because
never
he hates
coming
us
back.
all now.
I'm so happy to be
shit.
here.
Shit.
So, as many people did in this movie, I really want to kill myself. It was.
We're gonna break terms of service on our first stream.
Yeah.
In Minecraft.
Trigger warning.
Minecraft, yeah.
In Minecraft.
I've been trying to say the ending of it. I don't understand because I don't fucking know if he was. Did he die or was he dead the whole time or did he die twice? What was going on with that? He died twice.
He was dead the whole time.
He was dead the whole time? Oh, that ruins it.
No, he wasn't dead the whole time. He died at the end.
No.
So he died and came back to life
He was
at
dead
some
the whole
point.
time.
No, because he talks about he died before, and when he died, he saw like a vision of a little boy on a beach, and then he came back from that. But then
what's?
Yeah, but she specifically says this is the first time you saved me, and he doesn't. He saves her at like the beginning of the movie.
Well, yeah. See, the thing is that like the way that ending is presented when he goes into the machine and blah blah blah, and then it's like repeating. It makes it seem like it is confusing because it's like the movie seems to be implying like, oh, you always start on the boat. Oh, that's where the movie started. So, he's been dead the whole time. But then like the way that scene progresses, at the same time I'm like, but is it? It seems like it's just saying like he's doing the loop only when he's hooked up to the machine, and then he dies at the end of that scene, and then he goes to the beach.
Oh, so the loop was when he would voluntarily, like how his dad would go into that machine and like kill himself and then be revived. Revived. So then like the loop was when he would do that. He would go into the machine and do the loop, but then he actually died, never came back, and that was when he saved the little boy.
So for the let's just say for the audience sake, like let's explain a few things.
Oh yeah,
we jump right into spoilers, but also like
we did jump.
So like
right
the way
to
that the
end,
movie functions is that it's revealed that like the father, played by Robert Redford, is like the scientist who basically scientifically can prove that there is an afterlife. And then what's revealed, probably like I don't know, like 2/3 of the movie, it's less that it's like an afterlife and more like memories, and it's like basically
like
reliving like your memories. So like
It's
what do they say?
It's your worst
It's an
memory.
alternate reality. It's a different.
What they show is like the person's the memory they want to redo the most, and it shows them redoing that memory.
Correct. Yeah, and so it's less of like an afterlife, and it's more like because like when the father undergoes the thing, it shows him going back to like a time in his life when his wife made him dinner for their anniversary, and he decided to stay in his office and do his work, and she went up and basically killed herself. And like when the father was hooked up to it, it showed him leaving his desk and being like, no, let's have dinner. I think my problem with this movie was that like I feel like it took all of it in some weird way. I think it's like a love letter to all of these science fiction movies that have like an emotional core. But I think it was like they threw everything they could at the wall. Like this was like Shutter Island. This was Looper. This was like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Like it kind of had
Definitely
Total Recall.
Yeah.
It had Total Recall. It had like flavors from all of those movies, and it's I don't know. I think one of my notes was just like this feels kind of like fake deep, and I think that's kind of the vibe that I got. Where I think, like you said, I think all the actors were great. Pretty much, like I think it was serviceable.
Yeah,
but I think really where the movie falters is like its internal logic, and like some of the dialogue felt that like it was just like, hi, I'm a character and here's some exposition. Hi, well, as you know, I'm a character and I have this exposition, and it like sometimes the characters didn't really feel like people.
Yeah, Mara. Is her name Mara?
Rooney Mara.
Rooney Mara. What the fuck? She is like I thought the exact same thing. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I was like, this is Kate Winslet.
Meet me in Montauk.
Yeah, Manic Pixie Dream Girl. That whole thing. Like, everyone like life sucks. Life is pain. I'm so fucked up. I'm like so fucked up. Also, will you hold my hand and like nurse me to sleep? I don't want any human contact, but also love me. That kind of stuff. It was just.
I just wanted to mention I called her a manic depressive dream girl.
That was kind of annoying when she's introduced, and then what was her reason for going to the island or going to see?
She was gonna kill herself.
Right. That was her whole thing. It was like that was annoying. It's like, oh, you get this dream girl, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, she just went there to fucking walk into the water.
Yeah.
That would be so annoying.
That would be so annoying, dude.
I know that.
Well, yeah, because like
this would be so annoying. That's happened to me so many times.
So many times, dude. I can't count on two hands, dude.
It's like
they can't keep dying on me, man. And sometimes they're totally fine and they're like super happy with their life, and then as soon as they meet me, they just kill themselves.
Yeah, it's like as soon as I start following them around and like taking pictures of their feet, it's like, okay, now I need to walk into the ocean. And also, this is how we get canceled.
We do it every episode.
We do it. We literally say that every episode.
I thought the crotchless plates.
I guess that just means we are shitty people.
Yeah, I thought the crotchless plates were gonna be the peak, but this is it.
That was pretty good.
No,
oh my god.
That is like the most pro women you can get.
Yeah. Crotchless
that is
plates.
The most girl power shit. That is
Eating this green
like
corn.
Everybody gives DJ Khaled shit, but like that, just the opposite.
You're the Michael Douglas of eating.
Yeah.
The plates. Crotchless plates.
Speaking of Michael Douglas, who reminds me of Robert Redford, I always think that Robert Redford is one of the like Cary Grant. Like I feel like he's been dead for like 30 years.
Just forget.
Every single time I see him, I'm like, wait, isn't
Michael
that guy
Douglas?
dead?
Are you thinking
Robert
of
Redford?
Michael Douglas and Robert Redford are kind of, they're in the same like thing in my head because I also mix up Michael Douglas with Kirk Douglas, and that dude's like that dude is dead, but like he was around for a long time. He was like 100
Kirk Douglas,
right?
he lived to be like 102 or some shit.
Yeah, and he was just like he was kind of like not Prince Andrew. That was the pedophile. What was the other one? The guy who just died.
Prince Philip.
If you're talking about the royal family, it's you don't really have to like clarify.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Those dudes
I'm
have
saying
been
that's not what
eaten-
he's known for. Prince Andrew is known for pedophilia. Prince Philip is known for being a skeleton that's just like riding in the back of a already having early onset rigor mortis in the back of a car.
My favorite thing was someone used one of those face app filters on him, so he had a big toothy grin while he was just it's so good.
Chris says, in fairness, most plates are crotchless. Yeah, but these ones are double crotchless because
he ate all that. He
just
slurped up all that lead paint in that part of the
yeah.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. How are most plates crotchless?
Your apology accepted. I accept your apology for making us watch this movie.
It's a phrase that someone entered into the lexicon, and crotchless plates is just now a thing that we say.
Okay, I guess we're doing it.
Zoomer cryptoids and crotchless plates.
I want to bring up David Fincher because
let's talk about something else besides this fucking movie.
Well, I feel Fincher? Ever since David Fincher's later work, every single in-house Netflix original movie has that same blue to grayscale dark palette, and it's just I don't know, I just you understand it, David Fincher as an auteur has a vision and a direction and all that kind of shit with his movies, where it just feels like it's aping on that style to try to evoke that same feeling of I'm watching Zodiac, or I'm watching The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or Social Network, or any of those movies that kind of fall into that realm of that color scheme.
I took only that's a couple more notes than I normally do, but when I got to the point where I was criticizing the color correcting, I was am I being a little too critical of this movie? But I just wrote ugly movie because the color grading, and also I hated, and I think that this was intentional to that sort of ethereal afterlife feel, but it was really blurry. There's a lot of light glary blurriness to it. I hated that so much that whenever they were in a car, it was just white outside. It was just kind of like they were driving through a cloud, kind of. Intentional. I'm sure
dead the whole time
to evoke that, but it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't really. Didn't really work.
It really was who was it? Oh yeah, Kelly said it about Charlie's Angels, the new Charlie's Angels. It just felt like it was trying too hard to be the next Inception meets Eternal Sunshine. It was just too much. I felt
like a Chris Nolan Interstellar type thing.
Yeah. I felt it would work better as a Black Mirror episode.
I agree. This movie is on par with Interstellar.
Trim the fat out.
Definitely Interstellar on par.
Okay, but Interstellar's good though.
Yeah, this movie is Interstellar for sure. I agree.
No, but I think the concept and the idea is good. It's just there's so much fat before they get to the end where it's oh, I'm dead, and also you're dead.
Yeah.
But, for some reason I'm gonna write my regrets, but now I'm gonna go into your regrets, and I'm gonna save your son.
Are they?
What the that part's weird, but
are they
too much? It's too much.
Are they in the afterlife?
She's dead. She killed herself.
But he's saying, do you share an afterlife, or
no? That's the
I would
thing.
Think you couldn't. Yeah.
It's her. It's his memory. It's he's not. It's not actually her. This whole life alternative reality that he has, where he is happy with her and they fall in love and stuff. He's that's not her. He never really. He talked to her on the ferry a little bit, and that's it. and then she killed herself, and then it's like he didn't have all this other that filler shit is all his head like filling in those details.
Oh,
so like what's the point, really?
So okay, yeah. So his after or no wait. So is his afterlife when he saved her son and they go their separate ways, but his afterlife, well, he turned around and like started recognizing her or whatever. So his afterlife of when he kills himself and brings himself back is just him recycling that memory of they have this fake love life, but then when he actually dies, he like saves her son.
Or is it?
That's really
I think
stupid. This movie's dumb as fuck.
Okay. no. So I think what it is it's him trying to correct the memory, kind of like how his dad is just like no, I'll have dinner so you don't go up in the bathtub and kill yourself in Minecraft. I think this is like. This is him going over and over again trying to see what he needs to change to save her. Because, all right, I'll interject a little bit more plot here for the listeners at home. So, God, what's his name? Jason Segel he meets Rooney Mara's character on a boat. She's apparently going to kill herself because now that everyone knows that the afterlife is real, we've already talked about that. Jason Segel's dad is Robert Redford. Yeah. Robert Redford, like, they basically live in like a giant mansion, and he's sort of operating a cult, basically all made up of people who have attempted to kill themselves because they know that the afterlife exists, and like they're kind of like almost like X-Men, like his gang, his crew of like misfit, people that basically revere him. And there's a scene where They steal a cadaver from a local hospital because they want to try out this new software to like actually see what it looks like when someone dies, or like see their like afterlife vision.
He developed new technology where he can follow the soul into the afterlife.
Yeah. And then like that's kind of when they realize, oh no, we're not looking at like their soul just in the afterlife. We're looking at like their like memory of like what they wish they could have changed in their life. But what sets off the chain of events is that like Rooney Mara's character is like a relative outsider, and so like near the end of the movie, the father is basically going out to tell everyone, hey, we're basically like we're cutting this is like not really working, because
he finds proof, and then he's like, we can't let people know this or else everyone will kill themselves,
right?
Basically.
And then, so like, but there was like a woman who was part of the commune, and she like didn't like Rooney Mara's character because Rooney Mara's character got to see the thing firsthand, and she's like, well, she's a newcomer. Why is she allowed to be like, involved with like the inner workings of this group? And so at the very end, that girl comes back and shoots Rooney Mara's character, and she dies there, which sets off Jason Segel going to basically loop forever trying to figure out how to save her.
So there's endless loops of him
imagine that
saving her, and she
go ahead.
Like she dies every time. She like he saved her the first time when she tried killing herself drowning, but then later on she just got shot anyways. So get the fucking message, Jason. She is meant to die.
Yeah, but that's the that's the thing, is that he had to save her. It was the first time he saved her. If that description was boring, just stretch it out an hour and a half, and that's how, just like, and make
just
it
like Interstellar,
and take out any colors and just like just make it boring. Okay, but going back to when they stole the cadaver, that part was so fucked up to me, because I was like, this dude did not sign up for this. This is an experiment. They take this dude who they know is in the afterlife, good or bad, and they're going to kind of like partially reanimate him, basically. Like they're trying to like defibrillate him to like bring him back to life, and it's like his body is cold. He's blue as fuck. He's stiff as fuck. They're bringing this soul back into this like cold ass rigid body.
Maybe we're gonna invade your private space for like, our science fair project.
Exactly. Without your consent. Like this dude's like kicking it. He's like chilling in heaven, and they're like, nah, psych bitch. Boom. And then he's like, like just stiff as a board. Like, what the fuck is this?
I want to watch that movie. That's the movie I want to.
Yeah. You know what? Mix Charlie's Angels with this movie. I'll watch the fuck out of that movie.
Oh my god.
I'll watch the fuck out of that. That was another thing, is like, did they ever actually explain what I only remember the character name, Thomas, Robert Redford, what his proof was of the afterlife originally. Was he just saying it's like, hey, I discovered an afterlife, and everyone was just like, oh fuck yeah, let's all kill ourselves, hell yeah, there's an afterlife. Like there was that was stupid.
No, I don't
like,
think they did.
When one guy is just comes out and says, hey, there's an afterlife, I have no proof of it, and everybody's like, oh, I guess we'll trust him, and then there's millions of suicides.
Yeah.
I have more faith in society.
I was okay with.
I feel like.
Yeah, we
You're okay with.
I had this. No, I had the same question. I was like, I mean, I think what they were trying to do is just be like they couldn't actually, the movie writers couldn't be like, okay, here's the thing that would convince everybody, because it like doesn't, it's like trying to prove something that doesn't exist essentially. So then it's like, we're just going to make it so like it's proof enough that 4 million people killed themselves. But also,
yeah, because the only thing they had that they could think up to prove it was their main thing in the end of the movie, when they could just see that last memory. They were like, oh, that's a good one. We have to save that for the end. We can't give them that in the beginning because we have nothing else to go off of.
But that's the thing that they're like, okay, we found out the afterlife exists. Let's see what it looks like. And then they find out what it's looks like, and they're like, all right, fuck this. We got to delete that shit.
Right, yeah. It was like, oh, we don't want more people killing themselves. It's like, oh, you didn't think about that one before, big guy?
Yeah, what did you think was going to happen? Like,
yeah, when you say there's an afterlife and you can kind of do whatever you want, or you can kind of control it, it's like, of course there's going to be fucking suicides.
Which I kind of, I mean, I guess there's like a bunch of people who probably would, but like, it seems like, well, yeah, if you know there's an afterlife, yeah, next time, like... anytime logic boots up, you're just gonna be like, you're gonna have flashbacks to this. But yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I guess I can't speak for everybody. I know there's other scenarios, but like just knowing that there is an afterlife, it seems like you would maybe do the opposite. Like it seems like, well, that's cool. I'm just gonna enjoy what I got now, and then I'll die, and it'll be.
I
good.
think that would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably like that would be my perspective. Just like, hell yeah, I can like.
It's like
chill.
why in the one you have now early? It's like you live this one out, do whatever you want, because you know there's gonna be another one where you can just kind of redo it.
And I okay. What I was gonna say is I didn't have an issue with them not saying what the initial evidence was. Fine, whatever. It's before the movie starts.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Fine.
I can believe that conceit.
It's
but. Fine. It was kind of like everything beyond that bothered me. Like so many fucking people would say it was a hoax. And I just don't get the whole, like, they try to make like they try to have like a moral like debate with like, oh, is he responsible for it? And like they try to make that a question, but to me it's an easy no. He's not responsible for people killing themselves. And like it's so annoying that the movie tries to make that like a question to me, because to me it's unequivocally he is not, and they like keep bringing it up, and I'm like, no, stop it. It's not a philosophical debate. He's not responsible for it.
Yeah, for some context too, because the first scene is Robert Redford is getting interviewed, and it's one of those like 60-minute interviews, and the question is, the interviewer is like, do you feel responsible for all these suicides? And he says no. And then one of the camera crew guys just has a fucking gun on him and shoots himself in the head on like live TV. So then they give you that dilemma of like, oh, maybe he is responsible. People think he is. And then the whole time his son, Jason Segel, blames him for all the suicides. So it's like, no, he's not. Like, he just said there's an afterlife. He didn't fucking say, how to get there, when to get there, to do all this and that. That was a dumb dilemma. This movie's so fucking dumb.
They don't even really say like what the afterlife is. Like, I'm wondering if that's like the movie trying not to like step on toes of like different religions, because all it does is say that there's an afterlife. It doesn't say like, I think of religion or whatever. I think of 30 Rock. And the character of Kenneth, who's like talking about like different versions of heaven, and he's like, yeah, you're going to woman hell, which is actually dog heaven or something. They never really actually say like what type of afterlife it is. Presumably, it's good if like, I don't know. I guess they leave that ambiguous. But if like 4 million people in the movie like kill themselves over it, I guess the assumption is that it's something good.
The fact that
that's the whole research that they show during the movie is like
right.
They're trying to see what the afterlife is like.
He didn't even know when he came out with it. He was
people were.
Yeah, like that. Like I'm agreeing with you, Travis. Like
Yeah.
he didn't know what he was saying. He was like, yeah, there's an afterlife, but the whole movie was him trying to figure out what the actual afterlife was. So then you really context clues. You're like, okay, they didn't know where they were going. They just knew there's an afterlife.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that is true that he didn't want the evidence. So it's not like he was necessarily making the statement. It was more like it got out. So maybe we can assume that if he had controlled it, it wouldn't be public knowledge because, like, they just said overwhelming evidence. But then it's like the very first time, I mean, not counting the one cadaver that Jason Segel, like, took the video of or whatever because his dad didn't see that at first. So, like, the first successful test that Robert Redford sees, he's like, oh, I messed up. I was wrong. Destroy the machine. I'm a scientist, but I'm not going to conduct more than one test. Okay. Like, what the fuck? That pissed me off so much because, like, nobody would do that. You do more than one test.
Yeah, you follow through.
Especially if it's something you've worked for so long.
It's the scientific method.
We're all
it just
scientists
occurred to me we
here.
haven't had a successful test with this equipment. That's what that reminded me of. I thought I'm gonna speak kind of like put myself in the shoes of a COVID denier. I used a calculator to do this, and I thought I typed it in wrong because once you get up to like millions and billions of like numbers,
4 million's not
like,
that much, huh?
No, it's not in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of like 7 billion peoples,
I had that thought too.
Yes, it is 0.0005%.
Are you serious?
Of people on the planet killed. So like,
God, you just don't realize how big a number built.
You don't understand how big a billion is. Yes, it is insane. It is less than like the amount of people that died from like this it's like less than COVID. Like the percentage is less than COVID. Yeah. So like, speaking as a COVID denier, I'd be like, so what? It doesn't exist.
That's another
0.0005. Who cares?
That's another to my point. That's why I said like people would cry hoax because I was like because of as evidenced by COVID, there would be so much outcry or like just denial.
Jenny McCarthy, Jim Carrey when he was dating Jenny McCarthy, that whole shit. He'd be like, yeah, it's the afterlife. It causes some random disease or something.
You think this movie...
don't commit suicide.
You think this movie is boring? Imagine a movie based on the other side of the people that like don't believe in it. It's just like how boring this movie was, like focused on the son of the guy who discovered it. Imagine a movie of like just an everyday guy who didn't believe or in the afterlife or didn't affect him at all. It'd just be normal. It'd be a fucking documentary about a normal life.
Well,
that sounds like a Dave Franco vehicle.
Well, according to
go ahead.
According to like Travis's math, that like the number it's only like whatever percent 0.005% or whatever. It's like you say like three. Okay, whatever. You say like imagine a movie where somebody doesn't believe in this. You could pretend that No, I'm just saying you could just pretend that every other movie is set in this universe. because like the average person just wouldn't be affected.
Well, like going back to like the color grading and the color scheme, I think the movie wants you to think that it's like post-apocalyptic, like society has collapsed. But again, like you said, it's really just a drop in the bucket in terms of population. It's not that bad.
I mean, really,
like it is. It is bad.
Yeah.
We're saying that is bad, but like,
I was just gonna
the
say,
movie is overblown
because this is a fictional scenario.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say, you know what? That's 4 million less Trump supporters.
No. Well, maybe they would. I don't know.
It's like we lost one of the boroughs or something like that. You know,
we lost 3/4 of Arkansas. Shit.
And I guess that's like part of the problem that I guess I had with the movie. It was like, I think the idea is interesting and one that could be like explored. And like, I think this is like, I've talked about this before, like my problem with like these streaming services having their own studios and like making movies. But it's like the problem is like these types of movies are, you know, focus grouped, and it's like the only types of movies that are going to be made are like these sort of like middle of the road, like lowest common denominator movies that like have an interesting idea, and it's like kind of has like this sort of like fake deep dialogue that I was talking about. Yeah. But like ultimately it's like it's fine.
Yeah,
but like that's about it. And it's like this could be like you said, like it could be a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Or hell, I mean, this could almost be like a mini series. Like if they did it like really like tightly enough and like explored the idea and like all that kind of stuff, I could see it being like a really great mini series. But like
if you took away the aspect of world, like take away the numbers of 4 million people killing themselves, if you just focus on the development of figuring out there's an afterlife and like he keeps it tight knit to himself. And he has that that would be an interesting movie. It's just like they're discovering the afterlife, and it's like that. Yeah. They don't have to bring in that whole big scheme where it's like, can you believe 4 million people? This is affecting so many people.
Yeah, they keep showing the counter like above him, like when he goes into different rooms. It's like, all right, we get it.
And like I think like the romance was kind of forced, and also the whole, it's like again, like I was saying, like they're like throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall. Whereas, like, okay, you've already, like, your main conceit of, like, provable afterlife is interesting enough. Why are you also introducing this, like, weird, like, stuck in a time travel loop type thing at the very, very end?
Like, very end, yeah.
It's like you already had me at, like, being able to go inside someone's mind and seeing what the afterlife is like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like...
Yeah, like, that, focusing on that alone would have been great.
Yeah.
And, like, with, like... How boring was Jason Segel's character to where, like, his dying memory was one of his last memories? Like, his whole life, he didn't have anything that he wished he would have, like, redone or, like, had different. His last memory was, like, of the last girl he fucking met, and he fell in love with her enough to, like, dream about her in his afterlife.
It's the last time he smashed. It's the last time
he met her before. He met her way before.
No, I think, if her, like, exposition dump at the end is to be believed, the when he was actually alive, so the first time they ever crossed paths, I guess, in real reality, he lived years longer. Like, I assume, like, I guess the intent is that, like, he lived
lost.
to be an old man and then died.
I don't think he was, like, old. I figured it was, like, maybe 10 years or something.
Hold on, I gotta go take an exposition dump real quick.
I was wondering why you were sweating.
So he but still, he met this girl, and he, like, as soon as he met her, he started looping about the memory of her, right?
Once he died.
Or did they have, like, a relationship together for a while?
And who knows? And who knows? Maybe that's not the first loop he was in. Maybe there's something else before that, and this is just one of the random loops.
She specifically says it's not, like, this is the first loop that you have, like, you've saved me from killing myself. That was the first loop.
But I'm saying, like, he has other loops where, like, there's some other thing unrelated to her that he regrets, and he did that loop, and then once he got an A+ on that one, he got to move to this one.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, points. about her son, like, dying, like, that, it kind of doesn't, like, line up, because, like, I doubt that was a thing that was revealed on the ferry when he was talking to her. You know what I mean? Like, there's, like, and then, like, that's what I was saying, is, like, everything post the ferry, when she gets off the ferry and he saves her, like, that is
in his head.
It's in his head. Like, so, yeah. What Kelly just said in the chat, I don't know if you guys said it, I was going to bring that up. There is a way better version of this. It's not exactly like this, but it is a Groundhog Day type thing. It's called 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. The kind of depressing thing is it's being produced. There's a television show being made out of it. It's a book. It's being produced by Netflix, which that was the thing, is I got, like, halfway through this movie and I was like, this is a Netflix movie, isn't it? Like, I can just kind of tell at this point, kind of like what you were saying, Nick. It's like
a kiss of death.
Yeah, but this one is a mini series, and it basically follows the story of somebody, you don't really know who, and they there's this like mansion, and there's one of the daughter of the people who own the mansion is named Evelyn Hardcastle. She dies at the end of the day, and this person is basically living this loop going through seven different people. Like they take control of 7 different people in the mansion at this time because there's like a party going on. Yes. And they are trying to escape the loop. They have to find out who kills Evelyn Hardcastle.
Oh, okay.
And
oh my god! Wait.
And the thing is that after 7 days, if they don't have it, if they don't figure it out, they start back over at day 1 and their memory is completely wiped.
Okay, I had to Google to see which one came out first. That's like exactly the Sexy Brutale.
Yeah, kind of.
It's so
the book is really good. The book is really, really good.
So is it only a book right now? It's not a movie or TV show yet?
It's in production right now.
It's in production, yeah.
It's a video game called The Sexy Brutale.
Kind of, but it's not really that. But it is like it is good. It's by Stuart Turton, I think.
That's what it looks like. They both. Yeah. I think it was just one of those independent idea. They came out like a few months apart.
Yeah,
no, it's just
I thought the whole idea.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say this movie because like the book and the movie, the Discovery came out in like the same year too.
Well, it's like the 11th hour in the Adventure Zone too. Like the idea of like, you have like an hour to like solve the mystery. Like that whole concept isn't brand new.
Groundhog's Day. It's not a new thing. The time loop thing is not a new thing. Palm Springs, that's a good one though.
I enjoyed that movie.
That's a very good.
Yeah,
movie.
that was good.
But this kind of has like a twist to it. It's almost got like a clue like the movie like twist.
Is Clue in the cup?
Like, oh yeah,
put Clue
so.
in pizza. That's like the only.
Yeah. If it's not,
or Majora's Mask. Yeah, Chris had Majora's Mask. That's kind of the same vein.
Except you don't forget in this. Once you got to the end of 3 days and you played the song and went back, you forgot every single thing you did. Like, so basically, yeah.
My last note for this movie was like, I don't care about any of these people. That was like my that's my last note.
The only person I cared about was the brother, just because he was, I don't know. He's in
Jesse I love Jesse Plemons. I really like Jesse Plemons, and
he's the only one who I felt, and like it wasn't even like I was like blown away by him, but he really was like the only one that felt like he was actually trying. Everyone else was just so.
He's a little.
I was like Robert Redford. Why did they make you do this, dude? Like,
and like Jason Segel, I like him, and like I'm not saying that I could never see him doing dramatic stuff.
He's got dramatic chops.
Yeah, but he just felt like he was in the wrong movie. It just felt weird every time I saw him in the movie. It was very strange, like, casting choice. Not that he was especially bad. He was just as boring and forgettable as everyone else. But like,
a lot of the reviews that I read talked about like the romance between Jason Segel and Rooney Mara, and just like how no chemistry.
I thought there was parts, but it was a little bit like it was trying to be, like I said, like manic pixie dream girl type stuff, which didn't really fit with the movie. It's like in the whole concept of the movie, like people want to kill themselves because they want to get to the afterlife, and she seems like she would have, like the way they portray her, it seems like she would have been in that 4 million because she was like so supposedly so tormented.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. That some of it just seemed like forced, where they're really trying to get like this, like you said, like blue. It looked blue, and then like make all the people like he hated his dad. Everybody was just like awkward with each other and didn't like
I think with the Rooney Mara character, I think she wanted it to be like a more idealized version. Because like when Jason Segel saves her, she's just like, you were supposed to be the last person that I talked to. Because like they had that sort of like, you know, again, like Eternal Sunshine or like whatever, like this like profound conversation between two strangers where they talk about the meaning of life kind of shit. And I think she's like, okay, cool. I finally had my last, like, this is like a profound conversation that I had. I'm ready to go. And then he ends up saving her. And then she's like, no, like I had it all planned out to be this romantic thing, you know, and then you saved me.
which is funny because she says, when she said like, you were supposed to be the last person I talked to, I was thinking like channeling being in Jason Segel's shoes, and I'm like, I still am.
I thought that too. Like he is. Yeah.
What's the like?
Yeah, I had the same exact thought.
Isn't Robert Redford? Isn't he on an island in that mansion? Isn't that like a really remote location?
I think so.
Yeah. That's why they have to take. That's why they have to take the ferry because it's.
But they just let anybody on the ferry.
That.
They just let anybody on the ferry then, because then, Rooney Mara, her character is just like another person, and she just got on that ferry, was gonna go see the dude.
Well, I don't think no. I mean, I think I don't think that was like the only like location on the island. It's still like a coincidence, but I didn't think that like his commune was the entire island. There might be there might be other like private residences. The hospital.
The hospital had to have been like. Yeah.
But so there's probably like a little town, maybe like a small town.
Yeah.
It just seemed
Kelly
easy.
just made a very good point.
Yeah.
What was it?
She said
that.
Yeah, like did she not talk at all to the person who gave her a ride? I was thinking about that because like Rooney Mara's character hitchhikes after getting off the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm just picturing like a conversation where the guy in the car is like, "Hey, where you going?" And she's just like. Like, I'm sorry, I already had my
types.
I already hit my quota for my profound conversation for the day, so I'm not talking to you. Like,
she just like hands him like a pre-written note that just says like, "Take me to this beach."
Yes. Don't talk to me.
Well, it's an Uber. You don't have to talk. They already know where you're going. It's an Uber.
It's like makes me think of it makes me think of the
suicide Ubers.
The mute monk or whatever from Life of Brian, who like he's like made a vow of silence, and then like he gets a rock dropped on his foot and he goes, "Ow!" and then he's like, "Damn, damn, damn, damn." That's her reaction if the driver started talking to her. She's like, "Damn, damn, dithering, damn."
Oh
yeah,
Daegan,
I didn't think she meant real talk.
Next time we make Sepwep, guess what's going in it?
My dick.
Hell yeah.
No. When we do an IRL episode, we will all be drinking like Fireball the whole time.
Oh
yeah.
I will be anyways.
Fireball would make Sepwep so bad? Because it's like Sepwep is.
Hey, sorry. What is Sepwep? What are you talking about?
It's swamp water, baby.
What are you talking about?
It's swamp water, but after you've had some swamp water, it turns into Sepwep.
Yeah, but no, we changed it because we said it was like septic.
Oh, septic water.
So that's why it was sep.
Yeah, I can't. What bar was that?
And then wep, just instead of saying water, wep.
There was a bar that had a drink called
the boiler room.
Oh, boiler room. They had a drink called swamp water, and it was just like it wasn't even anything crazy, was it? Honestly, we don't remember because
it was really fruity.
Yeah,
and
it was sweet. It was sugary. Because we tried remaking it after the bar, and
it was like Sprite. Yeah,
and then we ended up just making septic water because it was so toxic and fucking awful.
No, at the bar, I think it was like green apple, Smirnoff, and like Sprite.
Yeah.
But then when we made it, we looked it up, and it was like green apple, Smirnoff, Sprite. And then Kool-Aid mix, like not water with Kool-Aid mix, just Kool-Aid mix.
Didn't Ethan?
And then we put like everything else that we had in my kitchen in it.
Yeah, it was like a fucking.
We put the suicide shit that you put in the the suicide when you go to like Taco Bell and you like fill it with every different pop. Yeah, that's what we did. It was like.
Didn't we? Speaking of suicide,
and we bought that murder wine.
I was just gonna say that. Didn't we buy that fucking murder? I was speaking of suicide. That murder wine, that shit that was killing people at the time, because it was so fucking strong.
Yeah,
we put that in there, and now we're adding Fireball. Didn't.
It was like Four Loko. Like Four Loko was killing people.
Didn't Ethan like fuck up the Kool-Aid mixture so bad, and it was just like we were trying to like slowly put in like the Kool-Aid mix, and then at some point we just put in way too much. It was like not enough, and all of a sudden it jumped to like way too much, and that's when Sepwep was created.
I think you know how they come in those like little tubs with like the cap that you can like use as like. I think we were supposed to put like half of it in, and then like Ethan just dumped the rest, like the whole thing in.
Oh, so it's just like extra potent Kool-Aid.
Yeah. It's kind of like that New Year's Eve party where we made margaritas, but for some reason somebody bought pre-mixed margaritas and they thought it was just mix. So
we added tequila to it.
It was like pre-made margaritas, and then we added a bottle of tequila to it. And then everybody blacked out. That's all I.
And we were like, "Why are we getting so drunk?"
Yeah.
It was like already too far gone, and we were like, "Why are we all so fucking trash?" And like somebody looked at the bottles, like, "Yo, this is already like pre-made tequila. This is ready to drink tequila." And we added a whole bottle of.
Yeah. Good times. Way better times than the time that I watched this movie.
So we strayed pretty far. Do we wanna hit it with final thoughts, final review? We're about an hour and a half. I don't know if anyone else had any,
I definitely had more to say, but it feels weird going back to the movie after that long segue. So I'll just try to summarize. Well, no, you know what? I want to give Daegan a little bit more of the floor, because like it really was just us shitting on it and him like questioning. He didn't really like. Why do you enjoy it?
Yeah,
like,
why
genuinely.
Did you rewatch it, or were you just like going off your first viewing?
No, I rewatched it. Well, I rewatched it last week, so not recently, or it was like right after.
Okay.
Yeah. But
whenever
you rewatch it.
Yeah, I did rewatch it. Yeah, and I still like. I mean, I obviously didn't like it as much after the first watch.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a lot more like, okay, yeah, this is because I had read the reviews on it before I did the second watch, and I was like, oh damn, this got a lot worse than I thought. And then as I was watching the second time, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I think the first time I watched it, I was more taken in by the like how we were talking about how it'd be a lot better if they just focused on the specifics of like discovering the afterlife and the time and development and technology it took to hook somebody up to a fucking like CAT scan thing with a full-on dome piece. Like just the specifics of that would have been a lot more interesting, and I think that's what took me in the first time is like just the discovery of the afterlife and the time and development it took to go into that, and not so much the drowsy fucking it's depressed everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess like the second watch,
like the concept is good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the concept, I guess, because like I thought about that concept. It might have been when I was watching the first time. I just started like just daydreaming and forgetting the movie was playing and just like imagining how better the movie could be.
You're just too busy thinking about that central idea.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what got me the first time.
It almost suffers from like Donnie Darko syndrome, where like the first time you watch Donnie Darko, when that movie ends, you're just like, whoa, holy shit. I mean, it's like 2004. You're like, you're like 15, and you're like, oh my god, this movie's so. And then you watch it again, and you're like, I think the difference between this and like Donnie Darko is like I think the characters in Donnie Darko are a lot better and more interesting, and like Jake Gyllenhaal and like that character like really carries the movie. But yeah, it's like the same sort of like semi-deep sci-fi that like provides an interesting idea but then kind of fumbles it at the end and like doesn't really like
super angsty. And
I because I watched this movie whenever it came out. It was just one that I saw the trailer. I was like, yeah, it looks interesting. It's on Netflix. I watched it.
Oh, so you had seen it before?
Yeah, I had. But it's been a few years. But I remember having a positive, not like great, but like it was more. I was on the higher end of the scale, but like I still didn't love it. But I remember having a positive takeaway.
We're just too cynical now.
But I think forcing myself, watching it for the podcast for the show, and forcing myself to look at it critically, that's what made me like take it away from just be like at first I was like, this is an average but like okay movie. Like I hadn't ever planned on watching it again, but when I first watched it I was like, it's average, it's all right, whatever. But like really looking at it, I got really cynical about it, and like it is the conceit of like, oh, the afterlife, oh cool, it's a neat idea.
it is like, I also put down that it's like a bad Black Mirror episode, and I'm sure I'm not like the first person to say that.
Yeah.
Where it's like it
Well,
has
you're
a
the
neat
second on this show, so.
yeah. It has a neat conceit, but it goes absolutely nowhere with it.
Yeah.
Like, and it really came to a head in that final sequence, the loop and all that, and it's just like, it's been kind of like not super abstract to this point, but a little bit more not quite as like direct, and then it's just like at the very end, in the last like 5 minutes, Rooney Mara just like explains everything to you. It's like, Jesus Christ. And it just like, she explains everything to you, but you come away from it just like, I got it's like they took a really interesting idea and did as little as humanly possible to explore it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And it felt really short. And yeah, that like ending just really kind of made it like set in stone for me. But then like I was taking like why did she shoot Rooney Mara? Because she was mad because she like got into the thing? Like, it still
She
didn't
took her
came out
spot.
of nowhere. Whatever.
Which is what Rooney Mara says earlier. I feel like I'm taking someone's spot.
Oh, right.
Foreshadowing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's your
and
rating?
Also like a little microcosm of the movie as a whole. Does anything of importance, does the whole side plot with the corpse that they steal, does that go anywhere? Like, they get the evidence, but then they hide it from his dad, and then they start to like investigate it, but then they find the one lady, but like, what fucking information do we get from that?
No,
and
it
then
does.
and then his dad. Okay, what is it? I mean,
It's Jason Segel gets the video. Like, he knows the machine works.
okay.
But they investigate after they.
Would the movie be any different? Would the movie be any different if you took that out?
after they
Like,
get the video.
His dad still
Yes.
finds out.
I think
How
so.
would it be different? How?
Because the dad, he goes to prove that it works by him going into the machine. I mean, there's a lot that changes.
Well,
Okay.
The investigation of that video.
Remember, he rigs the machine. He rigs it so that Jason Segel like rips the stuff out, and then he goes and puts it back in, and then like it's still playing, and he's like, that's. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying like, okay, if Jason Segel didn't find the evidence, say he didn't realize that, he was just as ignorant as his dad. His dad would have done the same thing because his dad didn't know. If his dad did know, it would have been
That's
the
the
same
end of the
thing.
movie.
It would have been the same, but like the end result would have been the same, I think, because it's just Robert Redford wouldn't have had to hook himself up. Nothing bad happens from Robert Redford hooking himself up. If he had been able to come to the same conclusion from watching the dead guy's video as he did from watching his own, which maybe he wouldn't, and then maybe he would have still had to hook himself up to it. My point is that the corpse guy means fuck all to the movie. It's a waste of time.
I would argue potentially that Rooney Mara wouldn't be shot because he would have dissolved the cult before it got to that point. Because the Lacey chick hadn't.
But
been
that's
kicked out yet.
so like far
up,
removed from that. Okay, sorry. I just want to go on my rant about that because that was
No, I want to add on to TJ's idea though, is because like even after they find the video, like Jason Segel, and they keep it from his dad, they investigate that guy and like what his situation was for no reason. Like what came of that? What came of like they went to the hospital to try to figure out the room. They went and found his sister and everything like that. And what? Oh shit! No wait. That's when they found out that it was playing a memory of something he wanted to redo.
It
Right,
was
yes.
playing
They
an
get
altered
that.
memory of
Yes.
what he wished he would have done.
Because
Oh,
Jason
yeah,
Segel
okay,
thinks,
yeah.
it is like the whole kind of turn. Like, I don't like this movie at all, and I can't get down with that, with what you guys are saying exactly. I mean, I kind of know what you're saying. It's not like exactly what you think that it would be necessarily, but yeah, like he gets that information, and he thinks, oh, it's just a memory. It's just a memory. It's not even, the machine doesn't work. It's just a memory. And then he does all this investigation. He's like, oh shit. And then it turns him from being this like pouty, like like, why am I even here in the corner? Like, I hate my dad. He sucks. He made my mom kill herself. Blah blah blah. And then it turns into like, oh shit, no. He's actually kind of right. Maybe there is an afterlife, and I can prove it.
So TJ, you are wrong. Fuck you.
And in saying all that, the movie sucks.
I just think for like how much time is spent on that, it's like too little.
I would agree with that.
It really felt like
it was fat that could have been trimmed from this movie.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You could trim a lot of that out to make it a Black Mirror episode, and it would be like an okay. It would be one that you just would be like, oh yeah, there's that episode. Yeah, that one's whatever.
It would have had that like endlessly looping like twist ending, but because you would have only like you would have been watching Black Mirror, and you're like, yeah, that's just how Black Mirror episodes go.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, they like, haha, gotcha. Ooh.
It really feels like a Black Mirror episode. They're like, oh, we need to make this a movie, so like, how can we do this?
Let's add this pointless romance to it.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Is like watching it the first time, like how TJ said, I literally just was looking for a sci-fi movie to watch when I first watched this a few years ago, and I had no expectation going into it. So I was just watching it casually here and there, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is all right. Like, it's a cool idea, whatever. But like you guys are saying, and Travis, Travis and Nick, watching it cynically the first time, like you're like, I'm here to judge this movie in a way, definitely is way easier to pick it apart the first time. But when you're just watching it casually, it makes it seem like and that's what this movie is built for. It's built to watch casually. I feel like it's not meant for anybody to actually dive into because they know there's a fuck ton of plot holes. It's meant to just turn on and like have a conversation and watch the movie a little bit.
That's like that is the model of like Hulu, Amazon Prime, like these Netflix studio movies. It's like something you can like kind of scroll Twitter, but like, you know, it's on in the background, and when you hear the music swell, you look up and pay attention, and then you're like, oh, okay, that was kind of a touching moment, and then you go back to like scrolling
just like Interstellar.
This takedown is not an indictment on you and TJ for maybe kind of enjoying it the first time. This is just us like I think I would feel the same like both times. I just really was just like, this wasn't a movie that I was like, man, this is like a wrap up right now. I'm just gonna like go into my wrap up right now.
Do it. Yeah,
I think TJ's was already kind of, he was in it, but I just like, this was a movie that when I was watching it, it's not the most egregious offender, but this was a movie that I was just like, man, this is just a waste of time right now. I don't want to do this.
I don't see how you could get much worse than the Justice League, just for the sheer length of it.
The bar is so low.
Okay, see, I mean, there is kind of like what Daegan was saying, like there is something to like how you watch the movie, because I don't know, even though we weren't talking, I felt like I was watching that movie with you and Moose, so it was kind of like, I don't know. It felt kind of different, I guess. It was like, this is a bad movie. Also, I was playing Rocket League the whole time, so who fucking cares? I forget what there was another movie that I was just like, I was like so frustrated. Actually, I think it was Chungking
Express.
Chungking Express.
I was just like, I might skip this week because I'm just like so burnt out on this shit. It's so just not going anywhere.
You're out of the show if you skip the movie.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
we're cutting you out of the 56 cents that we've made on our Anchor ad revenue.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still eventually going to watch Megan is Missing. I kind of went back to it, and I was gonna like watch it, and I was kind of explaining it to Kelly, and I skipped to like the rape scene part, and I was like, yeah,
cool.
This is gonna be rough. Just because like you guys describing, I was like, is it like really like, is it that bad, or
yes.
I don't know. But yeah, it's bad. But I'm still going to watch it at some point just because I feel like I'm required to. But yeah, this movie gets like a 4. Discovery gets a 4 for me.
Out of 5.
And I think that's maybe 5. This movie gets a 4 million out of 7 billion is what it gets.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I guess I'll go next. I'll kind of piggyback off what Travis said, just in the sense of like, this movie wasn't itself like egregious, but I think it was more indicative of like a bigger problem with like movies today, with like, I guess especially like in terms of like story beats and like that sort of like in-house like wannabe David Fincher Netflix style of making movies, where it's like, I don't know, maybe there was a cool movie in there somewhere, but it's just like these studios have to make it like, no, you need to have this watered down plot with a romance, etc., etc. And I guess like going into it, seeing that it was a Netflix original movie, I was really hoping that it wouldn't like fall into like my already preconceived bias against like those types of movies. And then it was like, well, shit, it sort of reaffirms all the things that I already believe about these. But I also tend to want to see like I always want to give things the benefit of the doubt, and I want things to be, so it's like I can see positive elements of this movie. I think the central idea is cool. I think Robert Redford is like, overall the acting is like pretty fine. With what they're given, I think the performances are decent. But yeah, I think it falls victim to like that sort of like lowest common denominator. Like, we can't get too heady on you, so we're just gonna like make it seem really deep when really it's not that deep type of stuff that just kind of bums me out about like a lot of movies that get made for like those streaming services studios. So I think I'm also sitting at like, I think I'm sitting at a 4 as well. Okay. That's kind of where I ended up at.
I'll go next, and I'll take that alley-oop from Nick. And yeah, I shouldn't have said that because now I don't know where I'm going with it. Okay, I get this. This is the start of my wrap up. Just like how
my name's TG, like, and I'm here to say,
I like how I brought up like Jason Segel just kind of like felt off. That's how a lot of this movie felt to me. There were bits like where they were stealing the corpse, where it was like, it seemed like it was like with the music too, which I didn't even get into the music. Music really fucking irritated me at multiple occasions. But
Hans Zimmer wannabe.
I don't remember any of it.
There's
forgettable.
There's bits like when they're stealing the corpse where it's like, it felt like it was like trying to be funny, kind of like dramedy, but like it was trying to be funny. But then other bits of it was like so like heavy-handed, and I'm like, what is it trying to be? And there's a lot of like really quick cutted montages with voiceover that like it seemed like very Fincher / Nolan like inspired. My ducks are barking. Very Nolan and Fincher inspired, minus the dynamic direction or camera work. God fucking damn it.
Oh, I literally have in my notes, the ripples of Whedon are far and wide. Like whenever there was like any sort of like inserting that like quippy, trying to be funniness, that's like, that was like, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to cover while your dogs are barking.
Yeah, okay. It was minus the dynamic direction, camera work, performances, and story. So like everything. And
it's literally
ultimately,
when you talk.
I know.
They know.
It's literally when you talk.
No, they're barking when I'm not, but I don't think Discord is picking it up. Nick, you're gonna have a hell of a time with my audio. Woo! Let me tell you.
Just say a number and get out. Just bail.
No, I had something else I was gonna say. Okay. Yeah, I felt like I was like being really harsh. Like I'm going low, but at the same time I couldn't find any many redeeming qualities. So like I was like, I don't know if I should be giving it this low. I did find one, and it's gonna bump my score up by an entire point, but partly just because I don't feel like being quite so harsh. It's because they used an Alt-J song in the credits. And
I thought of you as soon as I heard that.
Yeah.
I thought of you as soon as I heard that.
It's a song I really like. And actually, you could say this is just another point of the movie itself being very on the nose, but that song's about a woman drowning.
Oh.
So
Nice,
I get why they picked it, but it's always cool to hear a song of theirs in there. So I'm gonna go with. So I know kind of in the context of the movie, it's almost a negative because it's like, it's really on the nose, but I like the song, so I don't care. 3.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not the lowest. Wow. Yeah. While it's a little bit calm, I'm gonna jump in because Kelly didn't like my Trump supporter joke from earlier, so I want to apologize for that. Also, Kelly, can you mute? I think I can hear the phone like echoing, so can you mute for like 10 seconds? Fuck Trump supporters, get out of here! I don't eat my shorts. Okay, you can unmute.
Okay, Daegan, you wanna?
Yeah. I'll,
Wait, what did you say, Nick? I was in the room. What was your score?
He gave it a
4. I gave it a 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I kind of did my wrap up with the it's just it's a background movie type of thing, and watching it the second time, it's like there's nothing about it that makes it stand out. It's looking at it like it's a try hard movie, like it's it's trying to be a Fincher or a Nolan or something like that is a great way to describe it. First watch, I would have gave it like 6.5. Like it's enjoyable, but it's not amazing. Second watch, really looking at it, the story, really paying attention to it, I would have to give it like a hard 6.25. I'm kidding. More like I'd agree with like I don't know, because I still liked it. I'd say
go with your gut. Don't let us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
said 5?
Yeah.
5, 4 or 5.
4 or
Yeah,
5.
hard 5.
Okay. So now let's talk about.
Not 4 or 5. It's not a soft 5. It's a hard 5.
I got a hard 5 for you. Let's now talk
These
about
Fantano rules.
Let's rate Daegan as a guest. I'm actually gonna give him like a 2 now because he just said that the first time he watched this movie it was a 6.5 and he still made us watch it. So you get a 2.
That's the
You
point.
knew it wasn't very good.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna come in with a banger. I wasn't gonna come in with like my favorite fucking movie that like, oh, you need to watch this. I'm gonna give you something to suffer about, bitch. Like
I'm gonna rate Daegan as a
thanks.
10 because that's a pretty good bit of making us watch a bad movie. That's a pretty good bit.
Actually, dang, you guys.
Maybe Daegan is like our arch enemy, and he's just like, I need to take this fucking show down.
Our most controversial guest to date.
I'll go 6.25.
Kelly says 5.5.
hell yeah.
Boo to that.
Out of 5, right, Kelly? Thanks.
Yeah, I think this is definitive, overwhelming proof. Not definitive or whatever they say in the movie. This is overwhelming proof that nobody else should ever be allowed to recommend movies for the podcast. It's just gonna be my movies from here on out.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our test corpse, Daegan.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
I've
pulled you from the morgue.
I've disliked more movies that you've picked than I've liked, really.
I don't think that's true, but Dud's not counting.
I didn't know I was gonna get judged.
No, it doesn't.
I didn't know I was gonna get judged off the one movie. I mean, give me a second chance. I'll come back and I'll give you. Let's watch Sandlot and review that.
Okay.
That would have been. I mean, 4th of July weekend, baby. I feel like Sandlot would have been a perfect movie to talk about.
Yeah,
damn.
that's true.
Cook us
Actually,
the balls.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing we can pin on Daegan.
Now, that scene with the fireworks?
Yeah.
That scene with the
Oh,
fireworks?
Kelly
That's like
gave
my
you an
favorite
8,
scene.
Daegan.
I fucking love that.
Kelly gave you an 8.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
Kelly
gave the movie a 5.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, she gave Daegan an 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she actually
Okay,
rated it higher
well, either
than
way.
you did. I can't believe that.
That's fair. Like anything, like
Wait.
Yeah, I can see a 5. It's just I don't know. I almost went to a 5.
5 is above average though.
That's true.
That was my thing. Is like it's it's average. It's average for me.
How about after this a palate cleanser? We already know what we're watching next.
Yes. We need to have Daegan back for a dud though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Like we need to watch Ben and Arthur too. Or
yeah, let's.
Yeah, I already know the movie for next week. I pre-picked it. It is Amadeus from 1984 or 5, directed by Milos Forman. That, if you are listening on podcast form, will still be next week. But if you're watching us on Twitch, it'll just be a couple days from now. So you have less time to watch twice the movie because it's pretty long.
I believe it's on Criterion. So hey, I'll go out. I'll pick up House. I'll pick up Amadeus.
Nice.
you better get it. Hopefully you get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna get Salo.
Hell yeah.
I already own it, so.
But yeah, I guess we'll be. Well, okay. I need to start practicing my outro pitch, right? So
Jesus Christ.
This has been There Will Be Duds. We
should just rename it to There Will Be Barks.
There will be dogs.
Oh, you're still yeah. I'm not even noticing them now. Sorry.
Before you do your outro, I just want to say thank you for having me on.
Oh my gosh.
And I appreciate you guys, and I love you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. You said Zoomer Cryptid, which is my favorite thing that I think I've ever heard. So on that alone.
I didn't say that. TJ just said that.
Well, in my mind palace, you did. So
I said crotchless plates.
Crotchless plates. That's another good one.
Crotchless plates was my yeah. That was. I'll take that one. But yeah, thank you, and I'll. This is me signing out. Stay classy, San Diego. I'll see you. I'm just kidding. I'm not going anywhere.
I feel like I don't know if that is indicative of like how like bad of a position in life that Daegan is in, or if he has a misconception of like where we are at, that he is thanking us that he's on our show.
We've had 8 to 10 viewers consistently throughout.
We had 8 to 10 viewers, and 4 of them were us.
That's true, but
5 is Kelly.
That's too much insider
it's basically,
baseball.
I think it's pretty much just Chris. I think it's
It's just called being. It's called having manners and not being an asshole, Travis. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm an asshole, so I have to make it. I have to turn it into that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's let TJ. I think he's had enough time to figure out his outro. So let's see what he has.
We'll talk more about it after we cut Daegan. But yeah, come back anytime. God damn it.
Not anytime. Just the times that you don't pick the movie. Those are the times that you should come back.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you are watching us on Twitch, we are also a podcast. Go to Anchor FM or your favorite podcatcher. There Will Be Duds. Same name as this. We got podcasts. They drop on Mondays. And usually. And if you are listening to us in podcast form, we also stream this on twitch.tv/There Will Be Duds. Not our individual channels anymore. On Fridays at 7 p.m. usually. So as
just
always,
go with 8 to be safe.
Yeah. As always, I have been your co-host, and joining me, as always.
Wait, which one? So okay, wait, do it.
No, go with it.
Okay, I have been and will continue to be Dr. Funk on Twitch, aka Nick.
As always, I'm Travis, aka the Super General, and with me as always, as sometimes,
and our special guest,
as always, as sometimes Deegs, and I don't have anything to add, so thank you.
All right.
Got any plugs?
All right. Peace out, everyone.